And we have a Fox News alert. A grand jury returns a 16-count federal indictment against Empire actor Jussie Smollett for his hate crime hoax. Joining us now with all the details, Raymond Arroyo, Fox News contributor, New York Times bestselling author of the brand new book, Will Wilder, The Amulet of Power. Raymond, wow, this is talk about a whiplash from just a month ago when people were thinking there were roving bands of MAGA-hatted wearing guys going into metropolitan areas looking for gay black men to beat up.
Laura, just a week ago, we had major stars, Tyler Perry, members of the Empire cast, Terrence Howard, and others coming out defending him. This is devastating. 16 counts, federal grand jury, and it's not only for falsely reporting a hate crime, it's for other charges here that he has yet to answer. This looks really bad for him.
Yeah, well,
they should, and the question is, and we're going to entertain this throughout the blog, should he be off the show permanently, given the severity of these charges?
Well, here's my question. When the entire nation is transfixed, where you could have triggered riots.
Right.
That's what the police were saying on this show.
You're inciting hate with
inciting
the charges.
Hate, dividing people against each other, and the fear that put in the hearts and the consciousness of Americans, especially minority Americans. That in and of itself is unconscionable. Then roping in, there's a conspiracy. You rope in two other people. You write a check for something that a lot of people can be in trouble.
It's a conspiracy to create hate and to drive more hate. And it's just what we didn't need in the pop culture and in our politics.
All right, we have a lot more to get to tonight here on the Ingram angle when it comes to this the crazy news in the culture. There are calls to stop playing Michael Jackson's music after the airing of that explosive, huge hit, that HBO documentary, Leaving Neverland. So what's the story
Well,
here?
Millions of dollars, Laura, is the story. Sony just paid $250 million to distribute all of Michael Jackson's catalog. There's a popular Vegas Cirque du Soleil show featuring his songs and image. But with the arrival of this documentary, where two victims allege horrific sexual abuse at Jackson's hands, all of that is imperiled. Bear in mind, these two alleged victims knew Michael Jackson as minors. They sought money from the Jackson estate in 2013, and their claims were thrown out. They also testified on Jackson's behalf when he faced similar allegations in 2005. At that time, they claimed they were never abused. Now, even Corey Feldman, who knew Jackson when he was a boy,
and stood up for him,
right, is backing away from his support for the King of Pop. Watch.
I don't want to be perceived as I'm here to defend Michael, because I can no longer do that. I cannot, in good consciousness, defend anyone who's being accused of such horrendous crimes.
See, so what's happening now is even the Simpsons producers are pulling back an episode in which Michael Jackson's voice was featured. Now, this is kind of virtue signaling.
Okay, let me just...
The worst sort, Laura.
And Oprah interviewed Jackson.
Right, well, she interviewed him in 1993, interviewed his family when he died. Now, so they cashed in on him when he was living. Now they're cashing him when he's dead. This is a big problem. The media, Laura, and we'll see this again and again, they are hedonists while these people are being built up. Then they turn into Puritans when they fall. I'd rather we invert the paradigm and police these people while they're big stars. Be a Puritan then. And, it ties in nicely with this horrible case of R. Kelly that we're seeing, who also went down in flames over a docuseries at Lifetime. We had the docuseries in January, last month, Surviving R. Kelly. But should we, and this is the question we opened with, should we stop listening to these people?
Well, if this is, okay, I'm not defending anyone. I don't know what happened. I have a problem with relitigating someone's life when they're not there to defend themselves.
Yeah.
I have a problem with that.
And Jackson stood trial for these charges.
I mean, it's not like he didn't, okay, but again, maybe it's because I grew up listening to the Jackson 5 or Thriller, and it's kind of part of my youth and all. But it's part of the youth of the entire country. So now to say the artistic product itself is toxic. Boy, we have a lot of songs and a lot of artists that we better get a big, where's my Sharpie? A big Sharpie pen and go through the entire Sony catalog and all the catalogs.
You got Chris Brown. Okay, beat Rihanna. You've got Jerry Lee Lewis married his 13-year-old cousin.
I'm going to see Jerry Lewis. And
later in the month.
Jerry Lee.
And then Bing Crosby. Remember, Crosby beat the kids with the strap with the metal spikes. I don't think we think of any of that when we hear White Christmas. We just don't.
But but I don't know where this ends.
Well,
where does this end? They pull
music...
down statues. They're trying to remake history. They don't let people live in the current time and then look at history and individuals with the wisdom that we've gathered. They have to destroy it all.
The music is about us. The music is about our relationship with a time. It's often nostalgic and it captures a time for us. It's not about these people. So when you see R. Kelly, you know, we watched this week, these two women who are living with him, apparently. They interviewed with Gayle King. Watch this quickly.
How do we say this without being inappropriate? Is this a three-way relationship, or do you each have a separate relationship with him? How does this work?
Well, both
I'm
of
curious.
those. Yeah, we both have our individual relationships with him, and we all are family all together. We have our moments where we sit and watch movies all together. We go to amusement parks all together.
I'm not talking about Azrael going to movies and sitting watching, going to parks. I'm talking about is it a three-way sexual relationship?
Sexually? Well, first of all, I'm not here to talk about my personal life, and I would never share with no one what I do in or outside of the bedroom. And as a woman, I'm sure you would not either. There are people all over the world who have multiple girlfriends. It's no different.
It is different. You know what the problem is? The man is a degenerate. R. Kelly's a degenerate. Of course, he's engaged in these horrible things. We should condemn it on the front end and choose your icons wisely, and certainly don't take moral lessons from them. By the way, Laura, I'm at NYU 7:30 Saturday night at my alma mater talking about Will Wilder doing a book signing at 238 Thompson Street, right on Washington Square
and you can find out more information on your Facebook page and on Twitter. So that's great. So that could be fun in New York with Raymond
If I'm protested, I'll bring the video.
All right, fantastic.